Welcome back, everybody. This is Brother Mutant here. Today we're going to continue our quest to be Pathfinder Kingmaker. If you recall from our last episode, we had trouble with the spawn of Rovagug, and we have unlocked and back on our base a couple quests for both Octavia and Ragangar, one of which will take place over in Pitax's area. Also, that's probably the next place that we should head to. Let's take a quick gander at what we have to see here. Know that I'm using mods, specifically mods that will change the outcome of certain things compared to the vanilla version of the game, stuff that you'll notice. Like Real Time with Pause is your normal version right now, which I hear they're going to patch in the ability to do turn-based combat, which I have as a mod. Now, of course, when that happens, I could have troubles with my mod for turn-based combat. Hopefully, it is an on-off switch, and I can use whichever one I choose. The other is that I have an Eldritch Arcana mod. This allows me to have feats and traits and some spells that you don't have in the vanilla version of the game. So that's something of note. Notice that we have Octavia over here working on reforging a magic sword for Amiri. And that literally will lead to a part of her quest being completed. But we need to actually take that to a specific location, to her tribe or whatever. We have Octavia that we're hoping that this is actually accurate. We always get these where it says the end of the month. It says that 2 months from now you can start working on this. Before the first day of the 5th month, it says that we should be able to work on this opportunity. I routinely find that that's a lie. So we're hoping beyond hope that it's not. But if it fails, it's an opportunity, not a problem, and therefore not something that I really should stress too much about. It does piss me off when we have stuff that's offered that can't be done. And I know that that's a silly quibble because, again, you can't control everything, but it's a video goddamn game. I mean, really, of all the things that you should be able to control, this is the thing you should be able to control the most. So we're going to go over here, but first we need to see what quests we might be able to work on while we're on the open road. So Rushlight Tournament, we're waiting to hear back from your Vetti's people about how we kicked his ass. We need to go to Pitax anyway to confront Eamar, the bastard that set us up, and we attacked pirates on his behalf. Bard's Calling, waiting for the book to finish. Reforged Blade, waiting on that. Highborn at Heart, now this is Octavia. She lives in Pitax, so we're heading there. And Ragangar's tribe. So again, something to do with that. Kingdom stuff, of course. Ancient Curses started number 6 now. And we have 209 days. Prepare for a fight. We really need to start working on our curses too, because I don't know how many more curses we're going to have after that one. And of course we still have yet to finish the mysterious shrines for the Ravenous Queen. That's the one that she was imprisoned by her closest allies, including I think her brother. And as such, she... let me say it the right way. As such, she's been imprisoned all this time, and we're basically trying to free her so that we can, I guess, chat with someone who was imprisoned. I mean, really, it's kind of like, here, let me free this clear and obvious convict, because chances are she was a good person, and will have nice things to say to us. I don't understand the logic there, but whatever. But it's what it is. We are going to bring Reg, and we're going to bring Octavia, but I also need someone else in the front. I suppose I can bring one of my mains again. So this will be our front line. Our back line will be, Octavia, Tristan, and Jubilost. Jubilost is just too much damage to pass up on. Yes, when he runs out of bombs, he becomes a wiggly little turd of nothing, but he still has a pretty decent crossbow, so he's not the worst ever. And he does have spells in spades, so he is still more helpful to me than Ekin Dayu. Ekin, of course, brings the pet, so there's that. But, Now from here, we need to hop, skip, and jump over to this place. And the closest, I think, is Dyerberg. So we teleport to Dyerberg. Acceptez-vous. Zip on over to this area. And start exploring Pitax proper. Quick save since we're actually marshaling our forces. Now this is Mysterious Shrine. I wrote notes on this. Let's see, where did I put my notes on that? Here's one, here's two. Chemo. Shrine. Aha. Okay, so I need to find out where we're at first. So we're the one over here left of Hemlock Island. Pitex. Giggling Hill, no. Well, it should be able to be obvious when we get inside. The reason I say it should be obvious is because we based on a column and a row. And each location of the shrine only has one column, if I remember correctly. So literally you get to pick column 1 through 5. You don't get to pick. It literally is set in stone. Pardon the pun. Kind of a weird area. Of course, just because the shrine's there doesn't mean there's not other stuff in this area. So of course you should scout the area out properly. Well, that's the first time I ever ran down a hill. Usually I come around the long way.
In due time.
It's actually kind of cool. There we go. And again, there should be some little clue here. The nearly erased inscriptions read, "Sleep well, my queen, rest in your endless sleep, and let us, the betrayers, have dreams in your stead."
I'm there.
So it sounds like she was oppressive. She was keeping them from their dreams, apparently of kicking her ass. How dare she? It really does bother me when they set up quests like this, though, where it literally is, free the clear and obvious bad guy, and then expect good things to come from it. So this is column 5. So basically I'm just looking for anything that's column 5. Okay, in Pitax, south of Riverblades Camp, which again, I haven't seen that yet. So, row 3, huh? Row 3, column 5. So that's going to be the one here. Yep. And again, for those that missed the other video that talks about this. So, if the way to solve this puzzle, which I was not smart enough to figure out. I mean, I probably could have, but I didn't care enough to want to. But this missing tiles here, if you rewrite the pattern down on all 5, yes, there's 5 of these damn shrines, one of which is called, not the Mysterious Shrine, but it's actually called Giggling Hill, which we've just seen on our open map. That's the 5th shrine. Know something, that if you take all these spots here, make these O's, and make all the tiles that are currently viable, all of them X's, you overlay the pattern and you'll actually see the pieces that are missing for where to mark these things. That's basically how you solve that puzzle. It's a very silly puzzle. It's just something extra to add. And again, there's supposed to be a fight and or epic loot at the end of it, so cool. Downside is by the time you get around to doing this, you probably have loot that's better, quite frankly. You might get maybe one piece of gear that's worth a damn. But that's one of the shrines there. We've already done one up here. And I think another one as well. Yeah, right there. We have this one here still to finish. That's number 4 then. And then the last one will be Giggling Hill, which is right here. Which I think we should actually do last. So let's actually finish this off while we're out here, shall we? Let's cut up this way. Do some exploring. Well, hey there, Mysterious Shrine number 4. So let's see. Can't be that one, so this has got to be... I'm guessing it's that one there.
I'm there.
Okay, come on up here first. We'll solve the puzzle first, and then we'll explore the territory official. Okay, so it's column 2. Yep, so I'm looking for row 4, column 2. So that's the part you need there. And again, notice the missing pieces. The newly erased inscription reads, "Time erases the blood spilled here, but our grief lives on, my queen." So they clearly feel bad about what they did, but it's still not a reason to free her, to see what she has to say about things, because chances are people that have been falsely imprisoned or even rightly imprisoned are kind of pissed off about it usually, I find. So Kind of an odd thing to throw in the game, but whatevs, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think there's anything in these locales. So it's kind of a shame. This is another fault, if you will, of the developers, in my opinion. Having an area where literally the only thing in the area, hell, even if it's nothing more than you drop off some camping supplies, or here's a dagger +1, it's just something. You know, so that you can justify scouting the entire map. I mean, they went out of their way to make these damn maps. Why not have something in them besides this one little thing? I don't know. Coins. Gold. Maybe someone left a coin purse on the goddamn ground. Something. Anyway, that's the fourth of them. The next one is, like I said, Giggling Hill. Let's work our way that way. Give us some closure, if anything. Remember, we have an aviary in our...
need to catch my breath.
I know, kid. We have an aviary in our next town over, which is how we're actually still able to talk to our base.
A rest would be welcome.
No. Oh, come on. So they're not going to let us get to the Giggling Hill. Alright, well, before we get into this craziness, let's actually do a rest. And we're going to use rations, of course. I'm amazeballs at cooking. Reg is terrible at anything except for watch. Octavia is good at camouflage, but so is... No, not Jubilost. What does Everlight's Blessing do? Okay. There we go. Do it like that. You go there. You go there. And I'm going to make what? We need to check these things and start using them, right? So, bonus to saving throws for the entire day for a hearty meal. Haggis gives us +1 bonus to saving throws for a day, and haggis is one of his favorite meals. Let's actually make that for him. He's our buddy, after all. Begin resting. Yay, we've rested. Okay. And into Pitax proper. This time Magistrate Walsh Kelway didn't even bother greeting us. Meeting, come on, the unfriendly gazes of the Pitaxian soldiers, we decided to turn away. Okay, I guess we're not ready for here. Let's sneak out over here. Hey, we can get over here this way. Yay. Right? Giggling Hill. You are mine. I would definitely want to buff up for this, but what we'll do is we'll show you the puzzle. We'll save it. We'll activate the puzzle to show you that, oh, we didn't know that there's going to be a fight. And then when it turns out to be a fight, then we'll go to an earlier save spot. So, that's one of the things that I never liked also about Dungeons & Dragons, is the short durations on some of your spells. You literally have to use them in combat. I mean, it's one of those where you can't go around, like, even something as simple as a good shield spell, which is 1 minute per caster level. When are you going to activate that? You're never going to activate that when you're just roaming the goddamn forest. But, of course, they could pepper you with arrows and poof, you're goddamn dead. I don't know. Row 5, column 4. So, literally the best one on it. I forgot to save, didn't I? Shit. The moan echoes around you, full of old pain and deep relief. As you move the last megalith into place, a woman appears before you, the same woman whose ghost you saw when you discovered these ruins. Her shoulders tremble slightly, but her posture displays strength and authority, alive again. Finally. Queen Ravena, the woman turns to you. I can barely find the words to express my gratitude, stranger. Those who betrayed me, they did oh so much to prevent me from returning to this world, and yet here I am, and it is thanks to you. I would like to reward you before I leave to take my revenge. Who are you? My name is Ravena, Queen Ravena, once, but with my kingdom lost to the dust of centuries, there is little sense in this title. These lands were previously mine until my beloved knights betrayed me. You mentioned something about revenge? It is a long story, and I would prefer not to waste any time, but as you were the one who rescued me, you deserve at least a brief explanation. Long ago, I ruled these lands with the help of my 5 most trusted knights. We were close like a sister and her brothers, perhaps even closer, and it was those 5 beloved souls who betrayed me. They knew all my secrets, and they knew the locations of my shrines and their purpose. They also knew that my patron... purpose? What purpose? They also knew that my patrons, the demon lords, would never let me die in peace. That is why my knights changed the order of megaliths in my shrines, severing my ties with the abyss so I could not call upon the demon lords to rescue me. And so it happened. The blades of the betrayers pierced my heart, and my spirit was locked within this shrine until you set me free. Oh, good job, Brother Mutant. You just freed a demon worshiper. Sadly, centuries have passed. My 5 brave knights all are long dead. I can't look into their eyes, can't ask them the questions that have burned within me all this time. And yet their offspring will still live in this world. I will find them. I will make them mine. Their great-grandfathers so feared serving a demon worshiper that they betrayed me, the one they swore on their lives to protect. Their great-grandchildren, the blood of their blood, will either become demon worshippers or demon prey. That will be my revenge. Yep, piss off. You're dying. Sad but expected. O Lords of the Abyss, your daughter calls upon you.
Who's here?
I love that Tristan has that buff. Boom. And that is this angelic form, but it's not... oh, this is different. Oh... Huh, we'll have to check that later. Anyway, Eliza. I am going to have you, madam, throw out something to distract this foo. My bogeymen. Hey. Get 'em, boas. 4 of them. Nice job. Go this way. Apparently they're pissed off. Alright, you buff up with that. I will take the long road. Blast her from behind. Reflex save. Shiz. Alright, so let's take a gander at what we know about her so far. Reflex high. High dexterity. Oof. She's, Queen Ravena. Holy shit. Is that a bastard sword? That looks like a bastard sword. She definitely got a badass shield. Look like she's wearing some kind of plate armor and a kick-ass helmet. Maybe we can get that loot when we kill her. Over here, Dora. Okay, woman's got chops. Okay then. Reg, first things first, we haven't updated your stuff as of late, bro. What we got here? Keen. Yes, okay. He does have a Viper Familiar. And Metamagic Adept. That's that thing we got as an upgrade. So again, we literally can activate that, and anything that he has Metamagic up, which by the way, in his spellbook we can do, as you can see. So if I want to do Shocking Grasp that's been intensified, for instance, because he's a spontaneous caster, it takes him a full combat round to go woo into the weapon. And then maybe he'll get to swing it once if we're lucky. So that's not viable. But with that Metamagic Adept we just had, I just showed you here, this thing right here, once a day we're allowed to do that, like you activate that, cast your spell, and it's just like normal. Well, of course I don't need to do that right now because he's too far away to cast it and go smack her in the face. But in the actual combat, that's still a viable tactic, is my point. What I want to do is I want to electrocute the biatch. So let's actually move him here. You see this Dragon's Breath that he has? His breath weapon? Yeah! Like that. Apparently metal armor is not the best idea, is it there, smarty pants? Good job, Reg. Octavia's turn. She is going to come up this way. And she's going to... Let's pinball this biatch this way. Or just kill her. That works too. So what did she say? Don't even hope you've gotten rid of me. Queen Ravena dies. Hey, we got your loot. Wow, she had a lot of loot. Let's take a look at that. Okay, this is probably... This is probably for a fighter type. So we got a Bastard Sword. Yeah, like I thought. Ravena's Kiss. +5 Adamantine. And we know who that's going to. That's a weapon to trade for Valerie. Now, having said that, Valerie is using a charisma-based gear right now. But that's because when she's advising, when she's using her role as the advisor, it's her charisma stat that carries her up and over. That Bastard Sword she's currently using gives a +6 to charisma, so we'd have to give her something for charisma that's not the sword to counter the fact that we're taking that off and giving her this better one. Notice that it even allows her to cast harm 3 times a day as an 11th level cleric. That's an amazing sword. We got a belt, physical flow, +4 strength and dex, not bad. We got a Ravena's Oath heavy shield. Ooh, +5 heavy shield. Can be used as a weapon. On a successful hit, it makes a target bleed for 1d6 per damage per turn. Effects of multiple applications of this effect stack. Oh my god. Bleeding stops when the battle ends or when the target is cured by any effect that restores HP, which basically means if they regenerate. But for non-regenerating targets, that's a badass, screw you to someone that's got a lot of hit points. Ravena's Embrace, full plate armor, +4 adamantine. Man, good lord, bro. It's like this is made for friggin' Valerie. Armor was created centuries ago by a half-elven armorsmith, Queen Ravena's bastard-born brother. He called the armor Ravena's Embrace in memory of his childhood when his eldest sister used to hug him as if trying to protect him from all danger. When Ravena succumbed to evil and began worshipping 5 cruel demon lords, her loyal knights plotted against her. Her brother was among the murderers. Yeah, see that? But just to show you the armor, remember, because it's heavy armor, it's a 3/dash for the resistance, the DR that gives you. Ravena's crown here. This helmet belonged to warrior queen Ravena. The queen used to say it was uncomfortable to wear a crown under the helmet, but it was also silly to put it on top. That was why she never wore an actual crown, calling her helmet one in jest. Nice. This helmet grants us wear DR10/cold iron and good. Now, what does that mean? A DR10/cold iron and good. That means literally physical damage will be reduced by 10, so bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, unless it happens to be both a cold iron and a good weapon, which means that, like we've talked about before, not that you're a good person wielding a weapon, that the weapon itself is considered good. Okay, so that's a difference. This probably considered a holy weapon, I'm guessing, which makes sense because she is an evil biatch, so holy people are going to kick her ass. But this is a solid upgrade for someone that basically wants to be tough. And then, of course, we have our last gift, Ravena's Shadow. +5 resistance bonus on all saving throws, so basically a cloak of resistance, +5, that's pretty good. And immunity to poison, period. Boom, gotta love that part. So anywhere we go, you're immune to poison, and that's not bad either. So not so bad gear. Matter of fact, that's actually pretty epic loot. Now, whether we're going to use all that, I can't say, but what I will do is I'm going to go through and see if anyone's just got a generic +5. I got my ring. Matter of fact, didn't we get a better ring? I thought we did. Maybe evasion, maybe security. Maybe I'm mistaken. No, okay. Could have sworn we did. I'm looking for anyone that's got a there you go. We can just give it to her, therefore she has poison resistance, or Octavia. Why not make her better? That's cool. It is pretty cool. Alright, anywho, back what we're doing. We are happy that she's dead. Scope out the area just soups quick. Didn't even really need a buff up, man. That's how badass our team has become. And again, another one of those where it seems silly that a fight, or maybe it's because we're just over level for the area, which is always a thing. But I don't think we're that far over. You would expect someone that's a big bad like that to either be tougher to kill, or like immediately summon some pets to make it tougher to defeat them. But whatever. Alright, time to bounce, I think. Let me just check out this one last little area. Yeah, but that's basically your mysterious shrines. Nothing fancy. Better loot than I thought we were going to get for some reason. I don't know why I thought it was going to be less than that. I just assumed it'd just be like some magical, armor, period. Like, oh, here's armor +3 or some shit. Oh, hell, where did that come from? What? Okay, I guess there's something that popped up that I didn't see. Cool. Glad it gave me the option of stealing it, because that was a piece of sky metal, if you didn't notice that. So sky metal is used for making the Star Soldier's Gauntlet. That is something that you definitely want on a strength-based build, because that gives you a +8 to strength, so you don't have to use the belt for that particular piece of upgrade. And it allows you to cast basically Scorching Ray for free infinitely, which means that every combat round, if I so choose, I can literally cast Scorching Ray. I'm just scoping out this territory. I'm not particularly delving in it too much. And the reason I'm not is because something may happen where we need to go back to our kingdom in a heartbeat. Every little bit helps. Triumph. Good job, Jubilost. Getting close to the end of the month here. The advisor was able to determine where the fortifications were most needed. The subjects agreed on the wisdom of the decision. The people collected money for a palisade and delivered the funds to the treasury. +3 to economy. Boom. All right. Still waiting on whether that's going to be successful or not. Oof. Cool. Regions. We have the trading ground. I may just get him on the trading ground thing because we're not getting another one anytime soon. And I hate to say that, but it's one of those where I feel like we're kind of screwing ourselves by not upgrading the outskirts. We got the BP. Let's just do it. Oh, I can't do it. Never mind. I have to be there physically. Forgot about that. We're not getting Bakken to give us our damn potion, and I think part of it is we're not upgrading the area that he's in. Remember, there's tiers associated with each of those upgrades. And so when you want your artisans to make better gear for you, 9 times out of 10 it's because you haven't either completed their quest or you haven't upgraded the territories in a specific way. That's for pit tax. That's once we get pit tax, we can claim that for ourselves. People are tired. I know they're tired. I just want to explore a little bit more. All right, that's probably good enough. Let's actually do that resting thing again. Haggis, go ahead, do your haggis thing.
You keep babbling on and on about forgiveness, but I've seen you in battle. Standing there, covered in blood from head to toe, the look of doom on your face. Is that what forgiveness looks like?
Sarenrae grants healing to those who can be healed, and interrupts the life journey of those who are too late repenting their sins. I am just her humble instrument.
Red is trying to get him to be evil. You're not going to win that fight there, Reg. He's an angel now. Alright, coming this way. Stop. I do that so that these pieces are connected, because sometimes you'll notice that you don't get to the fastest path. Like if you just click on the location you want to go to, you're like, why is it going the long way when I can clearly see that there's a road here that would clearly be faster? It's because you haven't connected the pieces officially yet. Since we are clearly getting jumped by something, very minimum you can do is cast a haste spell. Oh hell yeah. You know what? We got a little more we can have back. We got greater owl bears and rage.
I yearn for entertainment.
Together we stand.
Let's actually bust out some of that divine power that we never get to play with. And that's good enough.
I'm not afraid.
Oh, okay. Here's Dora. And like always, I forget my weapon upgrade. And like always, that means that I don't get my arcane strike for this combat round. Because I'm a stupid person. But we're clearly doing damage, so we're okay with that. Liza's turn. Notice that we have another enraged owlbear coming this way, so let's have her go this direction. I activated a spell I don't normally use on her because I want you to see the benefit of it. It doesn't last long, but I keep forgetting that she has access to it. I'm trying to be better. Taking a look at that swing, +5 to her swing is because of that spell. Okay, and it's also, I think, +5 to her damage as well, so her damage went up a considerable clip as a result of that as well. So again, is to your benefit to use your spells properly. I just routinely forget to use the ones that are like 1 round per caster level because they don't last that long. But for skirmish fights like this is actually the perfect reason to use them. I'm going to have Octavia come up here. Actually, I'm going to have her step over here. And does she have any meta magic rod fun? Yes, she does. She has this quicken meta magic here. Oh, and she's currently using an extend one, which we do not want on. Okay, let's activate this. Here is her impromptu sneak attack. So you see how these guys are literally not being flanked by 2 people. I'm too far away to be considered flanking this target. Dora's flanking him, and so is Eliza, but not 2. So these guys should not be sneak attackable. However, it is also the early combat round, so I probably don't need this on. What I want to do is I want to use the meta magic cantrip. Yeah, sneak attack damage. There we go. And I can shut that back off again. So it gives her a chance to do some damage in the surprise round. Tristan, you come over here, bro. Oh, that's Jula, sorry. I want you back up a little bit. That's good enough. Oh, hell. Well, I guess that's why we got Reg over here. Tristan, you... You know what, screw it. Reg some help. Come over here and do some Skeletor damage. The bear's going to tear right through that, but that'll give Reg an opportunity to not only buff up, but kick some ass. I'm not even going to buff up with weapon. Oh, wow, he hit him hard, though. Holy hell. Ooh, 31 swing. No wonder. Okay, that's fair. Dorraj's turn again. Now that we're all up in it, I want to make sure to reactivate my Arcane Strike. So again, just to reiterate what we're doing here. See this plus 20 that I have here? A big chunk of that's coming from the 7. I'm using my sword, and while normally you only get a plus 7 to your swing and plus 7 to your damage, because you can use a longsword two-handed, if you have your spare hand free, you can do more damage with it. So there is that. So I'm wielding it two-handed, which means I believe I get like the half more of this to the damage output, I think. So that means that it should be like a 10.5 total, rounded down to a 10. Notice that my power attack is at -4. Oh, wait, let's think about this. -4 for power attack, so I should have a +8 to my damage. But because I'm using it two-handed, that should go up 50% more. So I believe that that's a 12. So 12 plus 7 is 19. So where's the other point come from? It's probably a +1 weapon. It's a +2 weapon. And it's got a temporary enhancement. Okay, so something weird's going on here. I should have a 5 to my damage. Right, so the enhancement +2 and the temporary enhancement +3 total should be a 5. Okay, and then I have my 7 for my strength. That should be 12. So I should have a 12 over here for that. And then 8 for power attack. Oh, so it's not counting. Maybe it will when we swing. Maybe that's the trick. It's showing you the default numbers for when you're using it one-handed. But now that I can swing it two-handed, it'll actually upgrade. Arcane Strike is extra damage, and it will be based on your caster level. At level 20, which I'm not, it'll be a +5. So I'm so high right now, I'm sure that it's a +4. So I should have literally a 4 from that. Let's see how we do. Not even really a fight at this level, is it? Let's see that damage though. 33. Okay, so let's see if we can justify that 33. All right. So what do we got? We have 7, 5, as we said, from our weapon. Notice that the weapon is also Bane weapon, so it's a +2 extra as well. So it's not just a +5 weapon; it's technically a +7. So let's call it a 7. Plus 7 is 14. Plus our power attack, which should be at least an 8 for damage. So what do we say? Say 14 and 8, 22. And then we're getting extra damage from power attack, another 4. I'm assuming from one-handing it, or two-handing, wielding it. So we just say 22, so now it should be a 26. And where did the other 7 come from? The doubling of your strength, because you're two-hand wielding it. That's how that works. So when you're two-handed wielding it, instead of your strength bonus, it's double your strength bonus. Aha, there we go. Wait, no, that's not right either. No, there we go. Half your strength bonus. Yes, so again, 3. Remember, 3.5 rounded down. So 3. So where did the other 4 then come from? So we're still missing 4. The 4 came from Arcane Strike. And that, again, is per hit. Now that makes sense. So that's a solid upgrade for having... Damn it, that wasn't on. Maybe it really is 7 from your strength. Ah, damn it, I don't know.
Strike.
Alright, we'll find out. She's just brutalizing the shit out of that guy, though. Good job, Eliza. Can we figure out anything from her stats? Let's see. She's got a 30. She's wielding a +4. How does she get a Bane weapon? Oh, she has her toggle on, doesn't she? Which, by the way, I need to shut that off. That's that was a Bane weapon, so that was a +2 to her swing and +2 to her damage, and then force damage besides. So she was getting a 6 here. Let me see this. Okay. So she was getting 6 from the weapon, 4 plus the Bane component, so +6 total out of this 30. 5 for her strength, because she's two-handed wielding, she should get double, so that should be 10. So that's 16. And then she has power attack on, right? -4. So +8, but again, it's two-handed, so it's actually +12, because it's two-handed. So what did we just say? So 10 and 12 is 22, and 6 is 28. I'm missing 2 points somewhere. Which she probably has something in her feet, maybe? Nope. Missing something. Man, my math is off today. My brain's just not working. I haven't had enough coffee. Let's see. Octavia's turn. Octavia, prove me right by killing stuff. Let's do our cantrip trick first. By the way, again, we don't have sneak attack potential yet. Remember, these guys are now engaged. Well, wait a minute. I'm not sure about that. Again, they're still in the surprise category. See that? So this should work. Let's try it. Yeah, then. Go Octavia. And this guy's definitely being flanked. So now I don't need to worry about the impromptu sneak attack. I can just straight up hit him. And sneak attack all the way. That's why we love Octavia. You just load her up spells like that, and these. And she just starts crushing stuff with all that sneak attack. Lubbin. Good job. Jupe, Jupe B. Come over here. And I want you to cool bomb this thing.
Clever ploy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There we go. That's the name of that tune.
I do what I must.
And collect. Okay. Back on the open road we go. Well, we actually did a little bit of a hit for me not being careful. So we'll have Reg come back out and get a little heal from Tristan. Alright, let's see. Where were we headed to? Were we just roaming the countryside, or were we actually doing something of purpose? We were hoping to come over to Pitax. Bastards won't let us in. That's a little weird. Maybe we're still waiting for the invitation from Iravetti's people or some shit. And again, I'm not going to these places just yet. Because again, they're outside of our kingdom. Touching territory. Well, actually, let me take a look at that real quick. That might be not true. This might be touching the edge of Glenabon, which is this territory of mine. This is where we have the aviary. One of the places. So if it is touching it, then we will have access to it and Pitax, and probably even this Branthaland Mountains, which is, I'm sure, the end of the game. So maybe we are fine over there. And again, I have yet to see this go dark. So maybe we should... let's just finish Pitax stuff off first. See that? See how it's telling me to go the long way around? When there's clearly a way through here? But it won't let us through until you do that. So let's go to the middle of nowhere. That sounds like an interesting place to be. Maybe a quick save first this time. I've been a little lax on my saving. What are we going to do here in the middle of nowhere? Well, we need to explore as much as possible too, because while things are cooling down back in our home territory, this gives us an opportunity to explore and get their coffers back up. Remember, we have money issues. Since
It's time to act.
Again dealing with this
Any fun
mess.
to be had?
Great thing about Reg is in a pinch he has a spell ready for any occasion. What the hell is that? That's just a door in the middle of nowhere? Oh, there's also stuff here, so we're going to loot the place first. I'm doing it this way because it's just easier. For those of you that are wondering why I'm not looking at the map, you can literally run through. And if something pops up, A, it'll show up, or B, it'll be like a tag like these guys, letting you know that there's somebody here to talk to. But if you're just scouting the area for hidden treasure, it will pop up as a little treasure sack. So you can just kind of scour the area that way. Let's go to the door, shall we? A solid door blocks your entrance. The owner clearly doesn't care for uninvited guests. Use detect magic. The door literally shines with dozens of magical auras. It's impossible to see any pattern in this mess. It seems like the spells were thrown on the door occasionally and chaotically rather than created in an elaborate order. Knock politely. Nothing happens. Break the door down. Pick the lock. Sure. Trickery. The simple lock didn't stand a chance. The door quietly swings open. Hail to the yeah. Now, that was not the best one for athletics check. You saw that Reg could have passed it, and again, we probably could have buffed him. We would have got more HP. So let's check that out. So 3840 was what we just earned from picking the lock. Now I have gear for one that I get gloves that, for instance, that I can give to Reg. That will actually give him a bonus to his athletics check. Okay, and again, there's the reason that we bring him, because while my athletics checks is looking pretty good, his is amazing. It's because of this massive strength that he has that his athletics checks is so goddamn awesome. And again, he's got a solid belt, so it doesn't need necessarily to steal mine, which is a +8 belt. Well, actually, is mine a +8 belt? No, mine's just a +6 as well. So yeah, that doesn't even do him any good. But there is gloves, and the gloves are for mobility and athletics. Right there. That's a +3 to both those stats for him right there. Then is there, just make sure that anyone doesn't have booties that might benefit him, because it's a weird category, but it's entirely possible. No, just swift boots. Okay. Other things that we could use to buff him. How about heroism or greater heroism? That's a solid upgrade. By the way, she can upgrade herself too with that divine power spell. But again, she's nowhere near 30. And it's not for lack of trying. She has a solid strength stat, but again, she could be higher, but not much higher. And the divine power gives her a bump, probably like a +4. So we're looking for
So, any brilliant
greater
ideas?
heroism.
I'm listening.
Wow, okay, no one's got this. Oh, maybe Octavia
What's
does.
the hold-up?
Oh, no, she has legendary proportions. That's a strength bump. And I think she can cast that on anybody. Let's see that. Yeah. So she can cast that on Reg, and that'll allow Reg to get bigger. But she also has, like I said, greater heroism. There we go. And that's just a +4 by itself. So, quick save on that. Just to show you his stats now. He's got a 37. We needed a 40 to pass that check, right? So, use detect magic, knock politely, break down the door. Whoa! There's an upgrade in XP. Hell yeah. Something makes a crushing sound either the door or your shoulder, but the lock gives way and the door quietly swings open. Good work, Gungar. Now, like I said, usually, not always, but usually, it's one of those where the game specifically wants you to use the higher difficulty check to give you the more XP. We're going to buff up, assuming that we've invaded someone's territory here. So we're really going to buff up like normal. We'll give wings this time to Red, because he might need extra protection. And of course, Red, shield up. You need to make yourself large, go ahead and do so. Takes a moment for him to cast that spell. Blur. Image. And I'm sure I'm missing spells from his list. Yeah, for example, right here, spell resistance needs to be up in there. Now he has wings, damn it. That's my bad. Of course, we need to put his teleport spell up here. Stone skin he has. Jeez Louise, he's got all kinds of cool shit we haven't been using. Alright, we'll have to go through that some other time. But she can do Shield of Faith on him. Me. Herself. Give some magical vestments to all three of us. Notice we don't have our delay poison buff, or immunity to poison buff, but we have at least one or more people that has it on tap, right? So we can have AoE delay poison for everybody. Jubilos, do that. Vicious retreat. Flare. Chuck a potion. Buff up Christian in the same manner. I'd rather have you give Reg... Nope. Sorry. Reg has greater heroism still on. That was a mistake. Not that that would have been a promise, it would have been a wasted spell. So buff her, buff me with heroism. There we go. Give me Death Ward. Christian Death Ward. Give yourself an Airwalk. Park skin for Reg, because he probably needs the extra help. Do some sea communal for everybody. And just because I know me, I'm going to summon those idiot pets of ours. Resist electricity. Okay, it's probably good enough for now. Christian. Let's do remove fear just because. Bless for everybody. Shield of faith for yourself. And Jubilos. And Octavia. Give yourself a magical investment. And you have Death Woods. Reciprocate by giving one there to Jubilos and give one to Octavia. And I want freedom of movement on Octavia because I never want her to be paralyzed because she's extra squish. And one for me if you would, sir. Okay, I feel good about that. Octavia's turn. Shield spell, hon. Do I have the little teeny tiny gloves on you? I do not. I usually got them on somebody else, probably. But you do have a reduced person spell. Ready to rock and roll, so go ahead and cast it. And you do have heroism. Yourself at least. I'm sure I'm missing other stuff from here. Knock spell, no. Haste, we can do haste. Greater Viz, of course. Baleful Polymorph. I do want to put that over here though, so I don't forget that you have it. And I do want to put that over here too, because that's actually a nice buff for someone that's a strength-based character like Reg. And I know I don't have to build her to be complementing Reg so much. It's one of those things that I just do by default because they're a pair. So I like usually look for stuff that, oh, she could totally cast this on him. Okay. Where the hell are we? Blake Moore's hideout. Are we supposed to be here? I see something to talk to. A pile of crumpled pages covered with impeccable but unrecognizable calligraphic writing. Well, let's loot the place. We're already here being thieves. Interesting. What the hell? Oh, this doofus. Blakemore, a large and broad man, turns to you, trying to smooth his thick, tousled hair. His deep voice could have belonged to a giant. Hey, who are you? We got a bluff check of 34, which will clearly pass. Or I'm a fan. Intimidate check, which will clearly pass. I'm someone you'd better treat with more respect. Big XP jump. Succeeded at intimidation check. So someone important has come to visit good old Blakemore. Well, I shall be a most gracious host. How can I help you? What are you doing here? This humble dwelling is my workshop. It's where I'm creating my masterpiece, the Cyan Majestic Grimoire, a calligraphic work of art. The client who ordered it is my good friend Captain Martin. Oh, he must be getting so impatient by now. I'm so far behind schedule. I just want the grimoire to be perfect, you see. I'd like to learn more about you. Where should I start? I am Blakemore the Wizard. I've seen many things and been to many places, from the northern realm of the Mammoth Lords to hot Katapesh, and even to more exact places such as the First World. So, realm of the Mammoth Lords. Katapesh. Have you ever been to the First World? I got into the First World by chance, but in spite of that, it was easy for me to find a job there. I was soon a substitute rector at a rather remarkable academy, which was located on the back of an elephant with 3 eyes and numerous tusks. Actually, the elephant had served as a former rector before he caught a rare elephantine disease. I moved on once he recovered. Seeking new purpose, I wound up at the Sin Market, where I made a bargain and came away with a fair amount of dangerous curiosity, and on top of that, a sack of tobacco, generously mixed with dirty thoughts 4 to 1. A horrible mixture to smoke, but my purchase did make me happy. Soon after, my curiosity, together with a swarm of my good friends, the squirrels, helped me discover that one of the eldest, the Lantern King, was playing a dirty trick on another elder, Shaika, by assuming her form and visiting her. Shaika the Many is one of the eldest, a divine fate creature of tremendous power, said to be able to reshape the very fabric of the first world on a whim. Shaika could be considered a title or a role for many entities, both male and female. Have borne this name over the ages. All have been chronomancers with mastery over time. Time acts strangely within the first world, but Shaika seems able to manipulate it. Indeed, his or her many forms and personalities over time, past and future, may well sit within Shaika together out of time, as they all seem to speak with the same voice. And of course, the Lantern King is the jackass, and we know it's causing us the problems. Or problems to the one lady who's causing us problems, Nyrissa. Chronomistress Shaika always carefully avoided meeting herself, and she'd been jumping all over the timeline, like the water strider across the surface of the pond, because the Lantern King was assuming her form to trick her. After I revealed the game, I earned his unwanted attention. It was time I left the first world for good. As a gesture of thanks, Shaika opened a portal for me, but after I stepped in it, I saw that Shaika's appearance had changed, and in her place stood the Lantern King. It was not Galarian on the other side of that portal, but a far more dangerous place. Wow, what a dick. So basically, sorry, I understand this. So Shaika, an eldest of the Fae, she literally, let's just go with that. It literally teleports through time. And because of, I'm assuming, a time paradox, they go out of their way painstakingly not to bump into themselves. Now, the Lantern King changed shape to look like Shaika. And as such, every time Shaika comes around, sees what it assumes is one of its past or future selves. It's, oh shit, and walks away. It's kind of a dick move. It's super funny. As you listen to the story, he opens his mouth to interrupt, but then he closes it as he realizes the futility of the attempt. That when Blakemore finishes, the gnome just sighs. Doesn't help me sort out this mess. Half the story seems to be made of reliable facts, while the other half sounds like unmitigated bullshit, even in the relation to the first world, which is already insane by nature. How did you wind up in Katapesh? I wound up in Katapesh by pure chance. I was planning to sail further, but seasickness had overtaken me. Katapesh is an amazing place, but I had little chance to enjoy it. In the heat of an argument, my then sweetheart decided to teach me a lesson, so she drugged me, and sold me to a traveling nightmare circus. There I earned my keep as a sword swallower, and the crowd was just crazy about me, and it wasn't such a hard job to learn. Okay, this guy's full of shit, man. Though it made things a bit more complicated that I had to use real combat swords. I traveled with the circus until I got a chance to escape. A well-known captain, the Hurricane King, came to see one of our performances. He accused me of being a fake and challenged me to swallow his magnificent rapier, a weapon he cherished more than life itself. As the audience applauded, I performed the trick. It ended with my spectacular disappearance in a cloud of smoke. When the reprobate came to his senses and hurried to find me and his cherished rapier, I'd already sold it to an unscrupulous vendor and was heading north to flee his revenge. That's why I try to stay away from the southern lands. Okay, well, what did you do in the north? While taking part in an expedition quite contrary to my intentions, I found myself hunted by some barbarians. While trying to escape, I climbed up into the mountains, so high that the barbarians had to abandon their quarry to the mercy of icy winds and avalanches. So I plodded across the highlands until I spotted a little light in the darkness. It turned out to be a tavern where a celebration was underway. The Highlanders weren't too happy to welcome an intruder, but they agreed to give me shelter if I beat them in a challenge. I noticed a sturdy fellow with a simple face wrapped in a cloak, so I picked him to be my rival. The competition, gluttony. The savage snatched my backpack, turned it inside out, and started to cram all my equipment into his mouth. In a short moment, the greedy Highlander had swallowed all my stuff, the backpack too, and gobbled down my axe for dessert. The barbarians were already making bets how long I would last out in the cold. Then I tore the mammoth's skull from the wall, broke off its tusk, and rushed for the huge barrel of beer that comprised the entire wall. What the hell kind of story is this? I kicked out the cork, put the tusk under the rushing stream of beer. I filled it up like a drinking horn and started to gulp. My memories of the next hours are hazy. I vaguely remember the Highlanders being extremely angry at me for drinking all their beer. I remember how they started to turn into great beasts, and my rival became a wolf with blazing eyes. He charged me, but I caught him by his ears, shoved the mammoth's tusk in his mouth like a bit, and tied my mustache to both ends to form reins. Enraged, the wolf rushed out into the night, with me firmly planted on his back. We ran through the blizzard, and the vile dog whined in anger and humiliation. In the morning, we stopped running and fell, exhausted. I looked around and realized there was not a single snowflake around. In the wild race, we'd crossed the borders of Golarion and entered an amazing place, the ancestor of all other worlds. I took pity on the wolf and let him go. He ran away at once. As for me, many adventures and exploits still lay ahead. Why do you stay here? Are you hiding from someone? Only from my numerous fans. My enemies are terrified of me, and even the mighty devils. Once, thanks to a certain vile entity, I ended up in hell, took the wrong portal. Long story short, I found myself in hell, and it was open season on my head. The devil Siraket was chasing me, and all I had to fight her off was a sack of low-quality tobacco, the flute of the 100 sea winds, and the deaf-mute kobold servant, and the sulfur which laid in such abundance all around. But that's more than enough to trick some clueless devils. Okay. When Siraket came for me, I used my gloomiest voice to recite a spell in the language I'd only just invented. On my signal, the kobold ignited the tobacco, the whole sack of it, and clouds of stinky smoke filled the air. I pretended to go into a fit. That was the second sign, and the kobold started to play his flute. Have you ever heard a deaf-mute kobold play the flute? The winds have truly gone wild. The final hurricane is descending, the end of all time, and the squirrels, my loyal friends, the squirrels start screeching in different voices from their hiding places behind the rocks. The overall effect was terrifying, I must admit. What the fuck, man? As for me, I spun a bit of magic to make the clouds of smoke look like the Devil Lord. With a booming voice, the illusory figure praised me for my efforts and gave me another task to create a grimoire, which would act as a gateway for devils into my world. Okay, now this is interesting. Then the wind subsided and the smoke cleared out, and after that, Siraket didn't dare lay a finger on me, fearing my master's revenge. Devils are extremely stupid, after all. Okay. But there are more important things to discuss. No resentment rings in Blakemore's voice. Yes, very well. Neither would wise advisor. Would you like to work for me? Fuck no. Perhaps it's time to finish the grimoire? Blakemore stares at the scattered pages with ill-concealed yearning. The book is almost finished. It's a phenomenal piece of work. All it needs is a couple of alterations. Everything must be perfect. Blakemore's voice trembles. But if you could come back in a week, the book should be ready by then. I have almost no doubt about it. Yeah, let's do the Arcana check. We're rocking at that shit. Maybe I can help you finish the book. Success. The light of hope flashes into Blakemore's eyes. An excellent idea. Let's try. Big hog and XP chunk. After many hours... Oh, shit. We just lost our boss. You and Blakemore stare at your creation. The grimoire finished. Perfect. Well, alright. Grimoire from hell. What do you got for me? Oh, shit. Oh, this is going to be bad. This is so bad.